guys. So I'm just kind of frustrated today. Um, but I wanted to go live because my room is really, really messy and I'm going to be working a lot and I don't really have like time at any other time, you know? Um, I feel like this time is just a time when like stuff that's not fair or kind of ugly or just like difficult, it just continues on. It's like we're kind of still there. Yes, please, but just please. I'm gonna be just cleaning up a bit in here. Where's my brush? I need to brush my hair. But yeah, I'm not really doing very well. So I kind of want to talk about it because I might as well. And I'm also like, that's funny, Celtic. I'm not really doing well, and I'm also not like, I don't know. I'm just like over everything, I'm over the way things are. Like, back in December, I had a little bit of hope about my financial situation, and that went away. It was kind of the bubble bursted, and it's like everything is just kind of ugly, and I keep trying to be like gracious and patient in these types of things, but it's like it still feels like nothing's changed, and it's a very frustrating place to be because I feel like nothing has changed in any area of my life. And I feel like I've worked so hard for things to change and they haven't. So it's just very frustrating. But I'm going to go ahead and get my laundry together as I talk to you guys. No, I didn't get canceled. No. I actually got a really nice comment on there, actually. That was kind of cool. So, very sweet. Oh, this is your favorite shirt? That's funny. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm the only person that feels that way. It's just very like the empire is in power kind of feeling. And she still won. She still won Album of the Year. I'm really upset about it. I don't think she deserved it, and it doesn't mean anything to me because it's not deserved. So it's just like, I guess we're just supposed to rig the whole world for Taylor Swift, and I just think that that's really stupid, and I just can't stand it. So I think it's just, she probably made some bad deal behind the scenes or something, and now she gets whatever she wants. And we already know the Chiefs are going to win. So that rig is already in, but it's just sickening, It's just sickening how rigged everything is, It's like you can't even just have a freaking musical competition. It's rigged as well. Like everything is rigged. Everything's predetermined. And it's just very frustrating because it's like, I think I'm at a point now. She won Album of the Year. That's a very prestigious award, and she didn't deserve it because Midnight's sucks. So, but I did use a Midnight's lyric for this stream. I'm not really mad at her, though. It's not her fault. She didn't even think she deserved it. You could kind of tell. by how she accepted it. She was so shocked that she didn't even think she deserved it. It's not her fault. It's the fucking industry and the AstroTurf bullshit, and it's just like I'm just so upset. I'm just so sick of it. I'm so sick of things being rigged, you know? It's just annoying. It sucks the joy out of everything. It sucks the spontaneity out of everything. It's like, and Lisa was chatting with me as she was watching it, and I just knew in the pit of my stomach. I even told Lisa, I'm like, I think Taylor's gonna win it. I feel it. I had a bad feeling that she was gonna win, and she did. And again, I would be really happy if it was deserved, but that album did not deserve it. It's clearly like rigged. So I don't know if it's that Swifties have so much power or that Taylor has so much power. Like there's something off, and it's just not fair. It isn't fair. It isn't fair that Olivia got nothing. It's just not fair. They don't want to give anything to Gen Z. They don't. Everything was given to millennials. It's very bizarre. It's very, very, very weird to me. And I just don't like that. I don't think it's fair. I think Guts was way better of an album than Midnight's, and it's just not fair. So, but it's because everything's rigged, and you know, it's just a bunch of bullshit. So, again, I have to clarify, it's not Taylor's fault. She didn't choose it. I don't have anything against her. It's just, it isn't, it's not right what they're doing. And I think they're trying, in a sense, they're trying to get her canceled too, because then the media can make more money off of her. So they're trying to like build Taylor up so they can tear her down. And I just wish that they didn't do either one. I wish that they would just leave her alone and be like a niche person, somebody for the millennial women and gays, just very niche. That's what she is. So it's like, it's frustrating that they're pushing her so hard onto everybody. And it's because she has the appropriate messaging and, all this stuff. And it's just not fair. Why isn't there any variety at all? But anyways, I'm not going to sit here and be that upset about it. But it's just like, it's a symbol for a lot of things that I feel. And I feel like a lot of things are not changing that I really want to change. And it's not. And it's just like going on and on and on. And I feel like I'm living in a Groundhog Day, That's what it feels like. And I'm trying to just like stay strong, but it's like, gosh, it's like this happens and that happens. It's like everything's on a cycle. And it's like, I don't want to. Bonnie Ray got list of the years. Try to attack her last year. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I agree that it's rigged, and it's just very frustrating because it's like, why do they have to control everything? They have to control every single aspect of everything. And it's just so lame. And it reminded me of why I don't watch that stuff or why I don't usually pay attention, because it's rigged, It's not organic. It's not fair. It's not any of these things. It's not objective. It's a scam. And it's just, I don't know. It's just frustrating, So people, there's like higher ups, it's the academy, they vote for who won. And, you know, a lot of people are probably upset just because, like, they wanted somebody else to win. It's like Taylor wins everything. She gets everything. She wins everything. So it's like, the fuck ever, you know? How are you supposed to be excited about it? Especially when it's like she can put out pure crap with Midnights and still win. It's like, who even, like, what does it even matter? What does it matter? It's just frustrating. But like I said, it's one of those times where there's just like, there's all this momentum and there's all this stuff, and it's like things are just not going to change right now, you know? It's really frustrating. I'm going to put this in the washer, so I'll be back. Okay? I still gotta bring up a trash bag, so I'll be back. Let me know if there's any roaches that come out while I'm gone. No, I'm just kidding. We don't really have them here. Gosh, I'm so fucking tired. So fucking tired. Let me see, you guys said. Shut up, bot. You're so gay. You're a liar. It's in a real type of game because they say stuff like, we decided to come and gamble and see if I win the award. Also at the old musical. Oh, weird. Interesting. Interesting, Patrick. Let me just put you guys on live chat so that I can make sure I see everything. Anyways, yeah, so it's just frustrating. But again, I think for me in general, it's more symbolic of like other stuff I wish would change that hasn't changed. You know, it's like I wish my financial situation could change and it hasn't. I wish my romantic situation could change and it hasn't. I wish my physical situation would change and it has, but not enough. You know, for me, it's like I am better, but I still feel awful, you know? I think just because it's still winter and it's all that kind of stuff, and it's really hard to like lose weight in the winter. Yeah, soda. This isn't a real soda, but I'm thirsty. So yeah, it's just very frustrating. It's like a very frustrating time. I just wish that things could start moving, and they're like not. And it's like everything is so stagnated again. And I think part of it is the fact that it's Aquarius season and then we still have this Jupiter and Taurus. And I feel like the Jupiter and Taurus, it's just like really irritating me. Like I am so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I've hated it the whole time. And it's just like it's still not even close to being done. And I'm just like, oh my God. But I do think that this Aquarius season is probably the last really, really horrible time of this Jupiter and Taurus period. I think just because there's so much fixed energy and there's so many like fixed signs and there's so much Capricorn and it's just like really ugly. Like this winter is really harsh for some reason. I think because I'm in the deficit and stuff, it's really hard. It's horrible. And I'm trying to like be okay, but I've been telling Bot forever, I'm gonna be freaking dying in February, and it's here. Like I feel so just exhausted. I don't know. And like a little bit hungry today. I was a little bit like I wanted to eat more today. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm not going to. But it's like I feel like I can't get better because of my deficit, or I feel like I'm like really struggling and I feel like I could get sick again because it was fucking cold today. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like if I get sick again, it's gonna suck so bad, you know? And it's just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I just don't understand. Like, I just feel like the amount of patience I've had to have, it's just driving me insane. And I was a little bit agitated today, but it's getting better. Actually, my serotonin, it's actually kind of going away. But isn't that crazy? My appetite's coming back today. Like I said, I was struggling a little bit where I was wanting to eat more. But it didn't happen that way. Like I kept it in check. I actually took some vitamin D today. I took a couple of things, you know, I like started taking some steps. I might take these vitamin D gummies. I know it's bad because it has a little bit of sugar in it, but I think I'm going to have it again tomorrow. I think I need to like build it up a bit because I take like super doses. I take really big doses of vitamin D, but I take it very rarely. So it's like I think I just need it because of the winter. Um, so I'm gonna take it again tomorrow when I work and stuff. But yeah, it's just like I don't know. I'm trying to not like okay, but I'm I'm trying to not be as negative and stuff. And I think I'm just like tonight, it's like I get so irritated with the powers that be and like corporate leadership and things like that. I get so frustrated with it because I'm just so sick of it. It's like I want things that are independent. And I feel bad. Like, I don't want to hate on Taylor or anything. I don't hate her. I really don't. It's just, she's so astroturfed, and it's just so obvious. Um, yeah, maybe Celtic. I don't like the feeling of Jupiter and Taurus. Like, it's been very flattening for me, you know? To be fair, I don't do well when it's in an earth sign. I've found when it's in any of the earth signs, it's not a good year. It's like a really difficult year for me. Um, when Jupiter's in an earth sign, I just don't like it. No, that's Aquarius. But you got Pluto and Jupiter confused. I mean, Pluto in Aquarius is definitely doing things. I think it's building up a desire to change. So I think the frustration I feel with my life and also with some things in the world, like the way that everything's rigged, my frustration is growing during this time. I think this time is meant to push us to change, to push us to desire change. And I feel that desire desperately. Um, and I think a lot of that energy is going to come in Gemini season because that's the next air sign. And I think that will kind of bring us more Pluto and Aqua energy is in Gemini season. But we have like a little introduction right now. But I think this introduction is meant to frustrate us. It's meant to push us to desire change. And I think that's what's happening. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, Celtic. Well, and I think it's just, we need to just get our shit together in a sense, like, or we need to just move forward. Like, I don't want to be this poor anymore. I don't want to struggle like this anymore. Like, I don't want to be fat anymore. I don't want to be single anymore. Like, there's a lot of things I just don't want to be anymore. Um, and it's frustrating because they're not easy, or they're not, it's not that they're not easy. It's just that they're not instant. Like, these are not instant changes. They're not things that I can fix tomorrow. Like, I can't do that. you know? It's just very frustrating. And it's like, it's hard to have hope sometimes. It really is. It's very hopeless. And I think part of the hopelessness for me is just how little things change. Like, we can't have anything change with Jupiter and Taurus, and it's just driving me insane. It's like you can predict what's going to happen every single day. Like, it feels kind of like Cove. I think I am uncomfortable with it too because it does remind me of that horrific, traumatic year of 2020. It reminds me of it because that's the last time where every single day was the same like this, you know? And I hate it. I really, really hate it. I hate it so much. But I think it's because I'm triggered by COVID. I'm triggered by that time period. So I think this transit has triggered me where I feel similarly to that time. And it's like, I don't want to feel that way. I want to feel like things are open and we can move forward and we can move ahead and we can do things. And it's like, I just feel like I'm right there. It's like I'm right on the cusp of change. I'm right there. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, I am so frustratingly close, you guys, to no longer being super morbidly obese. And I'm not able to, my weight has started to stagnate again, right as I'm getting to like the very fucking end. And it's fine. Like, I've made peace with it. I know that things are continuing, but it's just like, like if I could lose like 10 or 15 more pounds, I would fit into a whole new set of clothes. But it's like, I can't, it's like, I'm not quite there. It's like, I don't have any change happening. I do think we're going to get a lot of Aquarius energy this month. And then we're going to get a lot of Pisces energy in March, which I think will finally bring some change and soften up this Taurus energy that's been so awful. So I'm hopeful that things will start feeling like they're moving in March. That's not too far from now, but it's very tough. Like, I am having to draw on my willpower now. Hey, Neely. This is a willpower time, especially being sick and all this crap. It's just like, oh gosh, something sucks. So yeah, it's just frustrating. Very, very, very frustrating time, I would say. This is all my sicky mess. This is what I would say. It was horrible to be sick. It was awful. And I feel like I might get sick again because I can't get warm. Oh, I'm glad, Neely. A lot of people did, actually. I think people miss, like, sanity. Oh, thank you, Neely. I don't know. It's hard to feel I feel very hopeless these days, like, in a sense, like, not horrifically hopeless. It isn't as bad as it was last year, but I just feel very stifled, I guess is the right word. I feel stifled. I feel like I can't do anything. It's like I can't move, I can't breathe, I can't do anything. I think part of it is just the seasonality and the deficit, and it's just really hard. It's just like, yeah, pretty much, Neely. I don't think she's necessarily going to be political this time. She might, but I don't know. She's putting out a new album, and for all I know, that album will be, all SJW songs, and it's like her anti-Trump album or something. I'm just kidding. I don't think she would do that, but we'll have to see. Like, I'm not going to listen to her until her album comes out. Oh, I've been sick, Neely. I've been sick for weeks. And I can't really get better, and I think I might get sick again because I can't get warm because I'm hypo and it's cold and I'm in a deficit and it's just really difficult and I'm really struggling right now. So, like, today I had to work in the rain, and it's like that's the kind of thing that makes you sick. So it's like I might have caught something again this today, and I can't get warm. So it's like I might as well just clean that up really quick. My only hope is that since I had a cold, my body will be more on point with like those kind of viruses. So maybe I'll be okay. But excuse me. I don't know. Gosh, it's pretty bad in here. Pluto and Jupiter are both masculine energies with different motives behind them, and usually those energies like to strive for better things or make things better. Yeah, when they're at odds, Taurus is all about staying the same. Aquarius is all about changing, you know? And so it's a difficult tension. And I could tell that this year was, that the beginning of this year was going to be a little difficult. Like I could tell it was going to feel stifling. And it does, Like I said, I had hope in a couple of things and it didn't work out. So it's like I was hoping I would get like a huge financial boost this year and it's not panning out. It's not happening. And that really fucking sucks. Because it's just like, damn, it's not going to change. My situation is not going to change. And that's really difficult. So, I mean, at least not for a while. It might change, but I don't know. I don't think much is going to change until June, really. I think we're kind of stuck. I think in April, well, I guess maybe April and March, things might change a little bit if I think about it. There probably will be a bit more action in those months. So that actually helps to think about. So it's really just right now, which is kind of why I called this stream this title, because it's really difficult. I knew it was going to be hard to do the diet during February, and it is. It's so hard. I couldn't do it last year. Flat out, I couldn't. A year ago, I was gaining weight right now because I couldn't do the deficit. I couldn't sustain it because it's difficult. But I can this year. And I don't know. It's just hard because it's like I don't know. I don't have any creativity. I don't feel like I don't have any inspiration like for my main channel. I don't know what to do. I have an idea of what to do for my next video, but it's like after that I have no clue. And it's like I just don't know. I don't know. All I know is like I do have to focus on my own weight loss journey. No problem. Neely, good night. I do feel like I have to focus on my own journey because I don't know. But I will say my spirituality is really strong. So that came back pretty good, which is good. These are dirty. I have some dirty towels. So that's good. How have you guys been? And hello, Bubble. How have you been, Bubble? God, I'm so sick of everything. It's such a weird feeling. It's just this, it's a ginger peach sparkling water, but that's all it is. I do have to write in the calendar. There were some major calendar events today, but I don't really want to write in it today, but I'm going to have to. Faux show. I'm going to put these towels in the hamper. Oh, this towel is kind of fugly. shit. Gosh, I have a lot of phlegm, you guys. It's kind of insane. It's driving me insane. At the very least. I guess my room is low-key almost done. I just need to do my bed. So I guess that wasn't that bad. I don't know why. I still feel like it's always awful. And then when I just sit down to do it, it's not that bad. It's like, oh, it's almost done. But fugly is such a millennial word. It is. It definitely is. I'm same oldish. Okay. I need to make this a little smaller. How weird. I made the chat too. Oops, I almost blocked somebody. I'm good. I've been looking into Tennessee recently because it might be a smart place for me to avoid excessive taxes. Nice. Sorry. Yes, John. That's what it means. Exactly. And that's how things are now. They're fugly. So I'm hating it. I'm hating this time. But I don't know, like, I kind of knew because, like, when Pluto went into Aquarius last year, it was really awful. It was like a very harsh time for me. So I kind of knew that it would still be harsh this year. But I think it's because it's the transition point. So it's kind of like when Pluto goes into Aquarius, there's a lot of things that are shut down or like that have to end because it's like a lot of stuff that we do, it only works in Pluto and Capricorn and it's like ending. So it's like I've seen a lot of relationship stuff go by the wayside, like even for me, like as you guys know, like I got dumped when Pluto was in Aquarius last year. And then this year it's like I'm more over it. So it's like the momentum is kind of just continuing. It's like some of these things are just continuing on kind of brutally. And it's like, I don't know. I mean, it is a very different energy. Like it's super different to have Pluto in Aquarius and Pluto in Capricorn. So it does make sense that we all have to go through some endings and like some things changing pretty drastically or like no longer we can't do it anymore, right? But I feel that way where I'm just like, I mean, I'm so close to not being super morbidly obese. And I think a part of that is that I'm not getting a serotonin. It's like I feel like it's really, really receding. That's probably why I don't want to listen to Taylor anymore because it's like not enough variety. Like I feel like I've listened to her too much. So I'm not going to listen to her um, until her album comes out. I'm just going to go on a detox, Taylor detox, because I was too obsessed with her last year and it was because of the breakup and the serotonin. So those two things, it was like, I only want to listen to one person. That's kind of like what it was. But now the serotonin is like dying and it's like, ew, I'm so sick of listening to her. So that's good. And then like I do feel a little bit less agitated and I don't really get migraines anymore. I keep getting these mini grains and then they go away. So they don't ever actually become one. And it does seem like it's receding as I'm, getting out of SMO. So I think things will improve when I'm not super morbid anymore, and I'm really close. So it's like a final battle and it hurts. It sucks right now. It really does. Like, because it's like I don't know. It's just an impending change, Like, how do you guys feel if you feel like it's like you're in a classroom and you're about to get called on and you know that you're about to get called on, but it's just not happening? it's like it keeps dragging on longer and longer and longer. That's what it feels like. Just like I know that these things are coming, but they're not happening yet. And it's really, really fucking frustrating because it feels like it's taking as long as it can, you know? But I know that things will change really soon. I mean, we're still in a Capricorn stellium, so we still have hella Capricorn energy. So that's probably also what I'm feeling, and I don't like it. Like, I'm tired of Capricorn energy. It's just like, oh my gosh, just like get the fuck away from me, you know? No offense to anybody, but it's like we've had so much Capricorn energy since 2020, and it's like I'm so sick of it. Like, I can't handle it anymore. And we had like Pluto left Capricorn, and then we had a Capricorn stellium, which is like you had like 50 billion planets in Capricorn still. So it's like we never got out of it. And then finally, tomorrow Mercury is going into Aquarius, finally. So now we only have 2 planets in Capricorn, which is like it's officially not a stellium now. So it should feel a little better tomorrow. Because it's just been ridiculous. I need to collapse this box. Gosh. So how are you doing, Bot, with your sheets? I need to wash my sheets too, but I don't really have time. I'm gonna have to wait like a couple days. So I can probably do it on Tuesday. Probably washed them a year ago. Yeah, that's bad. That's not good. They're what I call fossilized. Yeah, you have fossilized sheets. Mine have been a minute. Like it's probably been like 2 weeks. So they need to be done, especially because I was sick and everything. But I just don't have the time right now. So I'm not going to be able to do it. Oh, you need new sheets then, but Tuesday when I can do laundry. Okay. Yeah, you're going to need new sheets. I had to get a new sheet because my sheet got fossilized. And it like ripped. But it wasn't like fossilized from being gross. It was just like used forever. Like I just never changed my sheets. Yeah, well, it's because it helps with your skin and stuff. And then also like your allergies. That's why they're staying in your pillowcase. So it's really important. Ooh, I'm hungry tonight, you guys. I am hungry. Damn, that's savage. Fuck. That's hard. That was the only thing I had going for me was that I wasn't hungry, and now I'm hungry. So I'm like, oh my god, it's getting hard. But I knew it would. It's because in February your metabolism starts coming back on like it comes back to life. So it's like it makes you hungrier, you know. So it's a good thing. It means I'm going to be less hypo, but it's also like tough because it's like, oh shit, like I want to eat, you know. I'm starting to want to eat more. That's not good. But it's okay. I'll be fine. I'm gonna white knuckle it. So I was planning on it. Like I kind of knew. I'm like this February, I'm gonna have to white knuckle it. So I'm just gonna white knuckle it, and I'm just gonna deal. And that's what I'm doing. So I can use willpower this month. And that's what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm just gonna force it. I'm just gonna say no. You're just not doing it. And you're going to just keep going because I'm so close to making it, you know? I'm so close to making it to spring. So it's like I'm not going to fuck it up now. It's close. I'll probably feel a little better in a couple weeks, you know? By like mid-February, I'm not going to stop now. So I just got to push through. Dang, this blanket is all weird. What? I don't know what the fuck happened. Gosh. Got all tangled. I only have one pair of sheets. Well, you just need to get another one. Mostly doesn't touch my sheets. Oh my god. A month-ish for my sheets, and I also have 2 pairs. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I got a little bit of serotonin hand spot. When I did that, my hand went. I felt the fairy dust in my hand. Isn't that great? Jeez. So fucking annoying. Means my serotonin is still flowing, which is just great. I just don't feel it as much. Serotonin. Serotonin-y. If I'm serotonin-y, then I shouldn't be hungry. Why am I hungry? Not a good combination. I want candy really, really fucking bad. I'm debating on having candy for Valentine's Day, but I don't really want to. But there might be more of a case for Easter, because I love Peeps. Peeps are just like everything to me. So it's like, I don't know if I can not eat any Peeps this year. But I don't know if I should, because I want to kind of stay off of sugar. So I might not be able to, but it'll be okay. There will be Peeps next year. So okay, this pillow is fine, but it's kind of dusty. It's been on the ground. I don't use it. It's kind of like decoration. Okay, I'm basically done, you guys. I literally just have like a couple more things to trash. I'm gonna stay on. I'm not gonna get off yet. I'm just saying my room is basically done. I wanna wait a while anyways. I'm gonna be live for a while because I want to dry my clothes that I'm washing right now and stuff. So I'm gonna be here for a minute if you guys are gonna stay. Me too, grilled cheese, Jinx. Oh my gosh. What did you eat today, But is that literally all you had? You had grilled cheese and coffee? I need to see if my laundry's done. 1 second. I need to put it in the dryer. It's done. No, totally not done. It is rinsing. So, not done. Thanks, laundry, for not being done. Thank you for being so supportive. You could see I had to do literally almost all my laundry because I haven't done it in forever because I've been sick. So I haven't really done it. So we love that. Love that for you. Period. I'm just kidding. I'm so glad we have dryers. Because some countries don't, and that would be really fugly if I couldn't dry my clothes. Fuggy, fuggy, fug. Oh, I think it just stopped. I think it's just now going to start spinning. That's funny. But yeah, how have you guys been? Some of you guys said you're the same, but how are you, John, if you're still here? And then, Bot, what's your plans? Like, what are your plans for tomorrow? I'm curious. I have to make a financial payment. I have to do some financial things, and it's really disgusting. Tomorrow is stream and Zoom day. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess that's something. I am just going to be working. I would like to do a video. I'm probably going to finally get to talk to Eric. I haven't talked to Eric in like weeks because he was in Thailand. He's finally done with Thailand. So I can catch up with him tomorrow, which I don't know, my soul is kind of dead, you know? I don't know how animated I can be when I'm talking on the phone anymore because I'm not really like happy, you know? I'm just like, ugh. Especially now that I'm hungry, it's like, oh no. Ugh. Jeez. Who the fuck wants to be hungry on top of everything? Loverboy made me look at his bulge the other week. What? That's weird. That is crazy. What the hell was the context of that? Jeez. Suck up my apartment or around it if I choose to take a walk. Oh. Is it snowy? I'm just glad it's not snowy. Like, it has been kind of springy here, but it's still cold. Like, it was still cold today. Working in the rain when it's cold is not good. So I don't really know. It's weird. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I was like, did I have meat today? I just tripped out. I was like, did I have any meat? I did. Gosh, I was like, if I didn't have any meat, no wonder I'm fucking hungry, you know? But I did. Everything was balanced. I had to like check what I ate today, and I had everything, so I'm good. I was accidentally staring at it while he was talking to me, and he leaned back and spread his legs as if to give me a better view. And when I looked up at his face, he has this sly smile. Oh my god, that's really scarring. Wow. Love that for you. It only hurts the most right now. Yeah, I'm sure you did, John. I don't mean scarring in that sense, just like a little bit embarrassing, I guess. But he was about it, I guess, so. I think it's spinning. Let me make sure it's spinning okay. Like, sometimes it can be off balance. I don't think it is, but. Yeah, it's totally fine. It spins for like 10 years though. So it's gonna like take a minute before I can even put it in the dryer. But it is spinning. I don't know. I kind of made cleaning look a little easy. That was kind of it. I thought it was, I don't know. I really, you know what though? I needed to go live because I was like, I need to because I can't. Like, I didn't have any motivation without you guys today. So, I don't know. This year feels like it's going to be pretty weird. So I'm trying to be like, okay, you know, I'm glad this channel's been doing pretty good lately. You guys have liked my vlogage, which is cool. I appreciate it. And I've gotten a couple of new subs on here, which is kind of cool. So I think that's cool. I just don't know what to do for my main. And I'm like, oh gosh, I don't have inspo. But hopefully I'll figure something out. Like, there's obviously more to talk about, but it's just like, I don't know. It's just hard right now. It's really hard. And I don't want to get on there and be like super negative. But I do have a couple ideas. Actually, when I was talking to you guys, I literally have 2 ideas. So I'm like, okay, well, that actually does. That's a week worth of videos at least, have 2. So I think I'll do that. I think I'll do those 2. I'll just kind of start there. Okay. And then hopefully I can get back in the flow. Oh, yeah, it's fine. But I mean, I'm going to continue with this channel because why not? It's fun. And I don't think I'm going to talk about the Grammys tomorrow. Like, I really don't like the Grammys so much. And I don't want to talk about Taylor on like a vlog. I just don't. I'm kind of just like, I need to take a break. Ugh. I'm like, I need to take a breather. Ugh. It's music. It just happened today. But yeah, anyways, sorry guys. So yeah, I've had fun on here. I think I like talking a lot about like the spirituality stuff and like religion and stuff. So I think I'm gonna lean into that probably because I had some ideas where I want to respond to some of these deconstructed Christians, which are basically like, I'm Christian, but I want to justify the fact that I'm voting Democrat, or I want to justify the fact that I'm a leftist. And it's like, you know, I think you can be a Christian Democrat, but can't really be a Christian leftist. It doesn't work. So I feel like they try to like bridge the gap and the bridge doesn't exist and it's like weird. And then they're just like attacking Christians all the time. And it's like, okay, like you're just attacking Christianity all the time. Like, I don't see how you're helping at all, you know? So I might respond to that because I think it's really disgusting. And I think it's really like annoying how they paint it as if the left isn't crazy. So it's like, okay, you were evangelical. You didn't like evangelical. That's totally valid. I totally get it. I'm the same way. I didn't like it. I wasn't a Christian when I was an evangelical. I was performative, which means you just say the right things and stuff. I didn't like evangelicalism that much. Wasn't the worst thing ever. I think they exaggerated a lot, especially on the left. The left just exaggerates the fuck out of it, but it wasn't really my thing. Now, they were like making these videos, like in the style, like there's a lot of lefties where they do this style where they're like, we're blank. So of course, blah, blah, blah. Like there's this one I'm going to respond to where they're like, we're fat. So of course we wear bike shorts under our dress, like they just say, we're this, we're fat, we're fat, we're fat. Well, they were like, we're Christian, we're Christian. And they did like a bunch of really, really insulting, horrible stereotypes of Christians. And I'm just like, why are you doing that? And then they're like, oh, and then if anybody who's Christian gets upset about this video, then, it's like, oh, you're stupid because you're upset about this video that's just attacking Christians. And it's like, I don't understand that. It's like, what is your point? And then they're like, oh, but we're still Christian. So like, sorry about it. And I'm like, how? Like, if you're Christian, why are you just attacking Christians? Like, talk about the actual dogma or talk about the actual belief system. Don't just attack evangelicals for no reason. We're not supposed to judge people for how they worship God and stuff. You're not supposed to do that. So it's like you're actually in violation. And then they're like, oh gosh. And then the comments are just so disgusting. And they're like, oh, I feel like a lot of times we're justifying ourselves to other Christians and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, yeah, well, and you guys are no part of the solution because you're just judging evangelicals. So you're not the solution at all. You're worse. You're even worse. Supposedly, but I mean, I think they are Christian, but it's very loosely, and they're mostly leftist. Which again, leftism and Christianity do not go together. You cannot be a leftist Christian. You can be a Democrat Christian, but you can't be an SJW. Like they hate God, they hate Christianity, literally. It is not a compatible ideology. And so there's nothing that I feel that God would find more disgusting than trying to turn Christianity into leftism, which is the complete inversion of Christianity. And if anything, it's more aligned with the devil than God. So if their whole Instagram is about trying to bridge a gap between Christians and leftism, then the premise is already wrong. And like I said, I say that as a very, very, I don't know what to call it, but esoteric Christian, mystic Christian. I am not an evangelical at all. But I still am a Christian. And it's like at the end of the day, leftism is an inversion of Christianity. You cannot be a leftist Christian. You can't. It does not mix. Every single thing about it is opposite of Christianity. You can't combine that. Like, for example, think about forgiveness. Forgiveness is it's actually the most important tenet of Christianity. And what does leftism teach? Leftism teaches to hold on to all past grievances forever. That is the complete opposite of forgiveness. Leftism teaches you to be bitter forever and to never forgive anything. So you cannot be a leftist Christian. It doesn't work. It just does not work. That's like saying I'm going to be fat acceptance and Christian. It doesn't work. Being a glutton is a sin. It's a very obvious sin. It's a deadly sin. It will kill you. You cannot do that. They're not the same. God would never support somebody with identifying with obesity and identifying with their illness. because God would only want us to heal, especially something healable, something that we can heal. Of course, He would want us to take care of our bodies. There's so many verses about that. But they just, like, you can't combine it with that logic. It just doesn't work. Yes, you can be a right-wing atheist and an atheist conservative. You absolutely can. I know a lot, actually. So yes, you absolutely can. There's a lot of them, actually, especially these days. The laptop's leaning Christian and the churches love to force others to do their charity for them. Also, the laptop's leaning Christian and the churches love to force others to do their charities for them. Oh, leftists. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like one of her reels was about, I know that was funny, was about abortion. And she was like, you know, they told me that I needed to abort one of the twins so that the other one could survive. And I just prayed and I didn't know what to do and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, like, I'm glad she didn't. But it's like, okay, you know, I guess if God had to tell you not to do that, I don't know. Like, I would think it would be kind of obvious, you know, as a Christian to not do that. But I guess to her it wasn't. And it's just like, okay, like, I just don't get it. You know, like that's something I could see with like an atheist or something that you're talking to, or like somebody who's not Christian as being like a huge debate. And I can understand somewhat of the debate, but ultimately the doctors were wrong. But they did have to go to the NICU, and it was a difficult pregnancy and it was difficult. So I can understand kind of her reservations, but I don't know. It was just weird. And then she just talks a lot about, I don't even know if I can find that page again. That'd be funny if I couldn't. But yeah, she was talking a lot about deconstructing her faith, which deconstruction actually means to become not a Christian. But they were trying to change the word. And they're like, no, that's not the real meaning of it. Like, don't be upset, Christians, that I said that I deconstructed my faith. That's not a loaded term at all. She's like, I just meant that things changed in my faith. And it's like, deconstruction means that you're not a Christian anymore. Like, why are you trying to muddle language now? Because you're trying to, I just don't like it. I didn't like it. I think sometimes there's something where you can just feel that something is off. And she also was using Taylor Swift as a weapon against Christians, and where she's like, in order for you to be my friend, you have to like Taylor Swift. And it was just weird. It's just weird. Isn't that weird? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I could see a Christian being upset with Taylor. Like, Taylor's not a Christian. She doesn't push any Christian values, really. So I could see somebody being like, you know? And it's like, no, you can't. I don't want to talk to you if you don't like Taylor or if you think she's satanic or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like, why can't you deal with somebody having a different opinion on her? Like, you literally, like, all of her reels have Taylor Swift in the background, and it was just weird. And I'm just like, this is freaky to me. So I don't know what her problem is. Like, I guess maybe there are some people that are, you know, they have religious trauma and stuff like that. Like, I get it. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm not hugely into evangelicalism. I don't think evangelical is the worst thing ever. I think that they do overplay how bad it is usually. Like, to me, I just think it's totally valid to not be evangelical. And it's like, you don't have to be, you know, and I think what frustrates me about evangelicals is that they claim everything as theirs. So like they try to make it seem like you can't be a conservative if you're not evangelical, and that's not true. And then they do the same thing with Christianity, where they're like, you aren't a real Christian if you're not evangelical. That's not true either. So that's frustrating. And then they'll often say, I'm non-denominational. And it's like, you're not, you're evangelical. You are an evangelical. That is a denomination. Like, stop confusing people. And again, to me, I think it works for a lot of people. It's not my favorite. Like, I'm not one. I disagree with it on a couple big grounds, which I could do a video about. I think that would be interesting. But I do disagree with it, but I don't hate it. You know, I'm not threatened by it. I don't get upset if somebody's an evangelical. It doesn't bother me. You know, I don't care. I think it's fine. Um, but I'm not threatened by anybody's religion, you know? It doesn't bother me that Taylor's new age, you know, other than when she's cringe and she sings a song like Karma, which is totally blasphemous, but you know, that's her prerogative. Like she believes in that or whatever. So it's like, but it doesn't affect my faith. I don't feel like, oh, I'm so shaken. You know, if anything, I just don't like the song. I think it's a really tacky song in general. I think it's one of the worst songs she's ever written just because it's a very annoying melody. It's super annoying. But it's like, I don't know, you know? I do think it's obsessive to be like, you know, I want you to, like, she had this list of qualifications that she wanted in friends. And she's like, I want deconstructed Christian friends that believe this and that don't think Taylor Swift is a witch or something. And that was like one of the qualifications. And I'm just like, the Bible doesn't say to only talk to people that agree with you. That's actually not true. That's not biblical. The Bible actually advocates for the exact opposite because obviously, as a Christian, how are you going to share the faith with somebody who doesn't believe? Or how are you going to expose anybody to any other ideas? Or even how are you yourself going to grow? How are you going to be challenged if you never talk to somebody that you don't agree with? It's just stupid. She's basically a psychic vampire and she wants others to be backup batteries she can feed on. Perhaps. I mean, I think she's trying. Like, I try to be understanding and I try not to be judgmental, but I don't like the mixture of leftism and Christianity. I think it's evil. You know, I think it's completely antithetical to the faith. And that's not to say that, like, you know, something like welfare would be anti-Christian. I don't agree with that, you know, or like gay marriage or something. I don't think that that's anti-Christian or, you know, other stuff that is left wing. Like, I think you can be a left winger and be a Christian, but there's just certain things that you can't deny biological sex and be a Christian. Like, you just can't. It's not there, you know? Um, you can't like advocate for overeating, you know, like the fat acceptance. It's not okay. You can't do that. You can't advocate for being a huge whore. You can't do that. I mean, think of all the leftist values and how none of them match with Christianity. Like, you cannot do it. You can't be the same. Like, they're not the same. They're the opposite. So you can't do it. But it's like, could you be like a normal Democrat that gets married and you know, doesn't cheat on your spouse and has kids, and maybe you just don't care about gay marriage or something? Yeah, totally. I think that would work, but it's not leftism, you know? Like, it's just so far. You can't bridge the gap. It doesn't exist. It's the same thing with like, you couldn't really be a Christian and be extremely far right either. Like, for example, there's nothing in the Bible that supports racism. Like, you can't be a racist and a Christian. It doesn't work. That's antithetical to the faith. Um, so you can't be like a white supremacist Christian. That doesn't actually exist. Like that would be wrong, you know? Or it wouldn't, it's antithetical to the faith because the faith is about like everybody who can go to heaven should go kind of thing. So it just doesn't work. But I don't know. It's just weird. I don't like it. I think overall, like as a Christian, your politics should be subservient to your faith. And I think when you get to be so extreme, you have to make your faith subservient to your politics. And you have to make politics above God, basically, in your own mind. That's not biblical at all, like whatsoever. Just came back from having a cappuccino on the beach. Nice. Hey, Caleb. How long is your trip? Oh, I need to change my clothes. I need to put them in the dryer, unfortunately. But don't leave me. I'll be back. But let me know how long your trip is. I'll be right back. Dang. That load was like really, was a lot. I'm going back on Tuesday evening. Oh, okay. So you don't have. I was just gonna say you don't have as much left of your trip. Eric just came back from Thailand. I think yesterday or last night, which is kind of interesting. So I feel like I have a lot to catch up with him on, but oh my gosh, I'm so out of breath. Holy shit. Yeah, I think it's good. Like, I wish I could do a trip right now because I really need to just go somewhere and just die for like a couple weeks, but I can't. So, because I had my lockdown moment in January, which is really ugly. So, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. But, anyways. Yeah, so that was that fugly thing that I was talking about in my vlog today where I was just so disgusted. I don't even know if I can find that person again because I left their page and I was just horrified. And yeah, I've seen a lot of that. Like there was this other girl that tried to do that and she was like what's her name? Oh god, she was so Goddess Gray. Her name was Goddess Gray. She was super popular for a minute. And she ended up saying that that when people tried to spread Christianity to other countries, that that was like colonialism and it was evil and all this crap. And I was just like, wow, like you cannot say that spreading the message of God is colonialism. Like you are not a Christian, you're a leftist. And it always goes down to that. They always choose leftism over Christianity. And it makes sense because, like I said, they're complete opposites. So you can't like be both. So you're going to choose one over the other. And people will typically choose leftism because it, at the least, it was culturally popular at that time. I don't know if it's as popular now, but it was then, you know? But yeah, I mean, I understood some of where she was coming from, but she just turned into, she went full blown leftist. And I don't like those kind of things because it scares people from like having any kind of question of your faith. It's like you're not going to turn into a leftist if you question something. Um, yeah, pretty much. Well, and I'm sure she meant it that way, but the way that she worded it, it's like literally like spreading it at all. Like she was talking about missionaries and stuff. Like that's not, like you can't enforce anything as a missionary, you know? Not okay. Um, but yeah, when she made that video, oh my God, I completely unfollowed her. I was like, no, 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 no. Like, no way. And then, yeah, it was not it. So, but yeah, yeah, I don't think it's good to like be political with your religion, regardless of like what it is. I just think it's bad because they're not the same thing. And people oftentimes think that they are the same thing, and it's not. And so you can't think of it in the same way because at the end of the day, you choose your religion. Oh, yeah, no problem, Mo. You too. At the end of the day, we choose our religion, but we don't choose the policies we live under, so it's a totally different thing. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. This is knitting. So I'm a knitter. I'm not a crocheter. Crochet is evil. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's fine. I'm totally joking. But no, I'm a knitter. I don't know. I never tried crochet, but oh yeah, no problem. Thank you. I never tried crochet. I probably should, but I don't know. I don't knit that much anymore. I'm trying, but I feel like I have to work on this forever. So this is going to take me 10,000 years. I told you though, but I literally told you, I was like, this is going to take me months. So this is like a months long knitting project. But anyways, so yeah, I had a nice comment on my Taylor vlog, which was cool. So I appreciate that. So I've gotten some good vibes, I guess, lately, which I guess is good. I think when's the baby due? In May. I don't know if it's going to be done in time. I need to really get on it though, but I have some time, but I don't have forever, you know? So I don't know because I got really sick and all this crap. And so it's like, ugh, but whoops, it does grow. Like it has grown, but I have a long time. Like I think it would need to be at least 3 feet. And I think I'm only like a foot. So I'm only like a third of the way or something. To be fair though, I didn't start that long ago. I think I started in January. So it's actually been decent progress. Like, this is how long it is. So it's not too bad, but it needs to be like at least 2 more of those, or even 4 would be better, probably. I don't know if I can do all that, so we'll see, because it's a lot. But I don't know why I made this really big, so I think I was a little crazy. Um, yeah, I hope I survive this year. I don't mean like literally, but I just mean financially. I'm just like, oh gosh. So I don't think it's gonna be that great this year. Oh, I just dropped my phone. Holy shit. Jeez. I don't know. I guess my biggest barriers this year, it's the romantic side, it's financial, and then I guess still weight loss, and physical, like my health. But it's not that bad, actually. I think it's just, I don't know. Nice. Crypto. It's interesting. Yeah, if the market does crash, which is likely, Caleb, you might want to invest in it. It's a good time if you have some money saved. It's a good time to buy in when it's low because it doesn't stay low forever. Um, mhm. Yeah, because I wouldn't do it now. I think it's gonna crash. I have a feeling. I think probably this summer or like around that time. I think it's gonna happen this year. It could even happen in April. But once it does happen, then I think you should, because you have some savings, and I think you should buy into the market at that time. I don't think I'm gonna have any savings, but if I do somehow pull something out of my ass, then I think I am going to go into the stocking market a little bit. Yes, John. Yeah. So there's a lot of financial data going on right now where a lot of stocks, they're very overvalued. So it's kind of like businesses are putting out their earnings reports and their earning reports are terrible. So they're earning like drastically less money, but the stock still goes up, which is not normal. So typically when you turn in an earnings report and it's really trash, people sell the stock, or the stock goes down, and that hasn't happened. So if you look at like so many different companies, their dividend or whatever, I don't know what it's called, but their income versus stock price is like way off, like pretty much a lot of them across the board, which that usually means that a crash is coming. The other issue is, with the high interest rates, a lot of companies have to refinance, and they've been refinancing since late last year. A lot of companies started having to refinance, and that trend continues to be like 2 or 3 times as many companies have to refinance this year, which that leads to basically they have a larger interest rate. So when they get their corporate debt and it matures and they have to take another loan out and do all of that, the interest rate is so much higher and they tend to fire a lot of people. So one of the biggest ways that they reduce the cost of running the business is through layoffs, which that will lead to, unemployment going up. We already have massive underemployment. So that's, the only new jobs are like low skill, low wage jobs and part time. So you can be a barista at Starbucks, but you're not going to get like there isn't as many of those 100K type of jobs, and they're laying off a lot of tech people, and a lot of different industries are being laid off. So it's leading to a lot of like underemployment and people having to work 3 jobs to make it, especially in the inflationary economy. It's very tough, but that trend will continue, and I think it will hit a, you know, there's some astrological signs, in my opinion, that will reach ahead at any time between April and June. That's when I would predict it, is during that window of time. That's something, some kind of recession at least, will be occurring, particularly by the summer. That's my opinion. And it will probably last a year. So I'm just saying to buy in when it crashes, because you guys don't have any. So if you have any savings, buy into the stock market when it's low, because it will go back up probably in a year or two. At the longest, it would be 2 years. So it's a good investment when it comes down to go in. So, which sounds like Caleb's already considering it, and that's smart. I unfortunately don't really have any savings, but I'm going to try to do something if I can, you know. Even if I could just do my YouTube money or something, which I don't make a lot, but that would be something that I could put towards that. That would be smart of me to do. So I'm considering that because I do think it's coming. I can tell. I mean, a lot of people can tell, you know, they're laying off people left and right. There's a lot of companies that are laying people off. I'm sure you guys have seen that. Like UPS, they just laid off 17,000 workers. It's a lot. So it's because the delivery volume was so low. So basically, people aren't shipping things as much. Oh, that's cute, Caleb. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will hold you to it. But I would appreciate it. Now that I would. I'd be like, you said this. That's funny. But yeah, no. So I was just like, I don't know. That's kind of my idea, I guess, of it, is of why I think, because also the housing market. So the housing market, there are a lot of cities where the housing market is coming down. Some cities, it's a, you know, it's like 20% down from where it was. That's not a good sign as far as like market values. And they really, the only reason why the housing prices have stayed so high is because there's a lack of inventory. So as soon as inventory normalizes, then a housing market crash is really likely, because it's already, it's struggling. You know, the interest rates are so high, mortgage rates are so high, people don't want to buy. The prices are insane, and a lot of people aren't buying houses. So the only reason they can still sell it at those prices is because there aren't very many houses for sale, because a lot of people don't want to sell because they don't want to lose their interest rate. So, but basically, if they get laid off, then they're going to have to sell their house or foreclose, or these types of things will start occurring. And that's already happening a lot in commercial real estate, where commercial real estate, the values are tanking right now. And a lot of the companies that have like office buildings and stuff like that, they're letting their loans and stuff, they're letting them default, and they're giving the commercial real estate basically to the bank. And they're just saying, we're not doing it. It's not worth it because the value has crashed so much. So the real estate market is not really like, you know, it's showing that it is coming down, which that's good for like a normal person, because that will mean that the housing prices are going to come down. But it's not good if you own a house, then your equity is going down. And a lot of people are borrowing their home equity to live their lifestyle. So if the value goes down, then they can't borrow from themselves. So then they're kind of screwed. And a lot of people's credit cards are being cut off and stuff right now. It's bad. So I don't just say it's going to be a recession or a stock market crash just because of the astrology, but the astrology for me, it more so gives a timeline. There's a lot of evidence that a crash is coming because of all those different things, and they take time. So a lot of people are just like crazy debt spending, and that's why the economy hasn't crashed yet. But credit cards and banks are starting to tighten credit, and they're starting to cut people off because they're not paying their bills. So, yeah, it's I don't think it's gonna be a depression, I wouldn't say that. I think a lot of people, they kind of blow it out of proportion, but I do think it will be pretty severe. Like, or, it's gonna be a recession at the very least. You can't deny it. I don't know if it'll be like 2008. I can't make those predictions, but I can see a recession. So, and it's gonna last about a year. It'll probably be the whole time Jupiter's in Gemini, which will be from summer of this year till next summer. So that time period is probably when the recession will be happening. So yeah. That's my prediction. I think there are a lot of mutual funds out there that are holding bad loans on houses and vehicles, which are going to default. Yeah. So there's just so many different things where people are defaulting, where people are having to give stuff back, where people are not paying their credit card bills. There's statistics like 66% of people, like 2/3 of people that have credit cards, they're running a balance. So they're not paying it off every month, which means that their interest is growing and growing and growing. So it's a problem, you know. Um, and it's gonna be kind of tough, but if you're responsible and stuff, you'll probably be okay. If you're a good worker, you're probably not going to get laid off. I think there's a lot of people that aren't good workers that they're going to fire, It's that kind of thing. So it's a little scary, but I also think it depends on what state you live in. I live in Alabama, and here things are growing. So maybe in the recession, it won't grow anymore, but I don't know if it will be as like harsh of a recession, even if it slows down. So I think it could depend on where you live too, of how bad it will be. I don't think it's going to be a universal thing this time, which is what I think will make it so different from 2008. But like a lot of us, we don't have anything. We don't have a house. So if the housing market crashes, it doesn't affect you as much. Does that make sense? Because it's not your house. So it's like, it can actually bring rents down, Some of that stuff might actually help the poorer people when it occurs. But the tricky thing is if you can keep your job. And if you can't, then that's scary, So that's really the biggest fear of a recession is, can I keep my job? Not everybody loses their job in a recession though. But you never know. It's hard to predict, But yeah. That's currently happening. So I don't think that they're reporting that because they manipulate the data and they're just like, oh yeah, so many new jobs in the Biden economy. And it's like, yeah, but they're low wage, low skill, part-time jobs. And it's oftentimes people that had to take on a second or a third job to make it in this economy. That counts as a new job. That's not really a new job, not in the way that we think of it. That's being underemployed or another part-time job. That's all it is. That's, you have a degree in finance, but you're working at Starbucks as a barista. That's what that is, because there aren't those good jobs. You see, that's the problem. So, yeah, they're going to push the jobs, but it's not actually real because it's just funky jobs. Like, no shade, but it's like a job at Walmart. You can totally get a job at Walmart, but if you did education and stuff to make more than that, you don't want to work at Walmart. Or if you used to own your own business and now your business went belly up, you're not going to be happy about having to work at Walmart. You get what I'm saying? That's what's happening right now. So you will be able to find a job, but it might not be a good job. Oh gosh. Well, as long as there's enough people that have money to pay for it, I guess. Caleb. But I mean, it slows a lot of things down. If people don't have jobs or if they don't have money, like a lot of people, their credit cards, like I said, they're maxed out and they can't spend on OF anymore, then that means that that person's going to lose that money, you know? But it's not like 100%. It's not like it goes from this to that, boom to boom. It's just you're making a little less. You're making less. And then it's tough because there's still inflation. So it's a tricky place to be, but we're already in that. I just think it will get to the point where they have to admit it by the summer. They're going to have to admit it because the economic data, it lags. They wait 2 quarters. So we have the first quarter of data coming at the end of March, going into April, and then the second quarter is in June. And I think it's that June one where they're going to be like, we're in a recession. Because I don't think they're going to be able to hold it back. And there's a lot of financial stuff astrologically in April that's going to occur. And so I don't think it's a very rosy picture this year for that kind of thing. That doesn't mean that it's going to be 100% bad. Like I said, it just means it's a little chaotic. And it means that if you have savings, you want to buy into the market when it's low. That's all I'm trying to say. Because it's probably coming. It's very likely. So that means when it comes back up later, then you can get money. You can have more money when the market gets better, you know? So do it. It's a good thing. Get your investments and all that crap, or try to read about it. Like I'm trying to learn about things a little bit. I think this year I'm really going to have to make some changes financially because I just need to be out of this situation. And I think part of that is going to be doing some basic things. Like it's going to sound really gay, but opening up a savings account. I don't even have one. So I'm going to. And starting a portfolio and stuff, especially if the market crashes, then I'm going to need to invest in it. I need to actually take my own advice. And so I'm going to have to look into that and stuff. And luckily, I have a lot of friends that know about that kind of thing. But I would just, look into it, especially my Gen Zs in the audience, because that's how you make it to where you don't have to work so hard or where you won't struggle so much because your money is working for you in those type of situations. So anyways, it's a good time to start that, especially when it crashes, because then everything's cheap. And then you can make a lot of money when it rebounds. So yeah, that's my advice. But that's my name. Don't wear it out. Don't do what Caleb suggested, because Caleb's evil. Oh my God. But yeah, I guess that's my statement today. I think I'm going to go ahead and go just because I want to horrify bot. No, I'm just kidding. No, I just need to start like winding down because I have to get to bed. But thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll be back whenever I'm back, but I appreciate this. I didn't do the scoot. I didn't. It's because I'm dead inside today. I'm just kidding. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night and enjoy the rest of your trip, Caleb. And don't be mean and horrible. That's my advice. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Good night.